the third big-name Democrat kicked off his campaign. Former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley. ABC's Chris Pallone has more on Decision 2016.
Sometimes more is less at the MCM Elegante Hotel and Spa. 4-star elegance for less than any other hotel in West Texas. The most comfortable beds on the planet. The Shrimp Boat Restaurant and the Oasis Bar and Grill. The Getaway Spa and Salon. Starbucks Coffee Bar. Free shuttle to and from the airport. Free Wi-Fi and our top floor VIP concierge level. Why pay more for less? The MCM Elegante Hotel. 4-star elegance. Loop 338 in University, Odessa.
Surgical weight loss seminar at ORMC.
Live in HD from the station that brings you more West Texas news. News West 9 Weekend starts now.
3 thieves are behind bars in Seminole after stealing a car. Around 3 yesterday afternoon, these 2 people and a teenager were stopped by police in the Walmart parking lot. The vehicle they were in was reported stolen in Midland. After the 3 were put in cuffs, police found weed and drug paraphernalia. They're all being charged with theft and possession of marijuana. Scary moments for an Encore employee in Big Spring today. Take a look at this. An Encore truck fell into what officials are calling a weak place. We're told it happened because of a broken water main under Goliad and 24th. City crews had not gotten there yet to start repairs when the truck ran over it. The broken water main caused a few businesses nearby to be without water pressure for about 5 hours. City Manager Todd Darden tells us repairs were completed and pressure was restored around 4:30. Odessa police are investigating a murder stemming from a robbery on Friday afternoon. It happened just after 1 o'clock in the 1800 block of 8th Street. Police say they were called out to Quick Cash for a robbery. When they got there, they found the owner of the store, James Avant, standing behind AutoZone. He told the officers he had shot a man, 37-year-old Andrew Mayweather, who tried to rob him. Avant told police Mayweather took off with his money bag after spraying him with pepper spray and hitting him in the face. Mayweather left on his bike and Avant began chasing him. The 2 exchanged gunfire. Mayweather died on the scene. Those who live in the area say they never thought anything like this would happen.
I used to hear gunshots and stuff here, but it's gotten better until this happened.
The Texas Rangers are assisting in this investigation. No arrests have been made. Graduation in Colorado City was a bittersweet day. This year, Haley Dunn would have graduated from high school. At the ceremony, a seat was saved for Haley with her cap and gown there. Graduates released orange and purple balloons for Haley. 2 memorial scholarships were also given in her honor. Haley disappeared just after Christmas in 2010. 3 years later, her remains were found at Lake J.B. Thomas. Still, 5 years later, no arrests have been made in this case. Mosquito season is upon us. The first case of the West Nile virus in Texas was confirmed last Thursday. Caitlin Williams talked to a pharmacist today to find out what type of precautions to take this summer.
Officials say conditions are favorable for mosquitoes this summer. Their eggs are hatched in ponds, but puddles and standing water can also foster the larvae.
West Nile virus is carried by mosquitoes. A lot of people are bitten by mosquitoes that carry the West Nile virus, but most of them don't experience any symptoms.
Graham pharmacist Julio Castillo says it is important to take a few precautions during the times of day where mosquitoes are most likely to be out.
Which is from like dusk to dawn. If you do happen to need to be out, if it's not too hot, wear as much clothing as possible to reduce the exposure of your skin to be bitten.
Coming up tonight at 10, we'll talk to residents about how they're protecting themselves this summer, and we'll get some more advice from a medical professional. But for now, reporting in Midland, Caitlin Williams, News West 9.
The Hobbs Summer Library program kicks off next week. This year, the theme is Every Hero Has a Story. Activities and books to read will include everything from comic book heroes to community leaders. The Summer Library program is open to kids in kindergarten through 6th grade. For a full list of activities and times, visit the Hobbs Library website at hobbspubliclibrary.org or give them a call. Well, if you're looking for a fun family event tonight, you're in luck. The free movie in the park was rescheduled in Odessa to this evening. Big Hero 6 will be playing on the big screen at Sherwood Park. Refreshments and cartoons will begin at 8:45. You're encouraged to arrive early to get the best seats in the park. Be sure to bring your lawn chairs and blankets. The movie will begin as soon as it gets dark.
And Alexa, it's actually going to be a pretty great day for movie in the park. We're going to see mostly clear conditions as far as rain goes as we head towards the overnight hours. This is our Storm Tracker 9 live Doppler radar. Currently mostly clear across the Midland Odessa area with the exception of a few isolated thunderstorms across the West Texas mountains right now just to the west of Marfa. They were sparking up in Jeff Davis County, but now moving off towards the south. But nothing too intense out there, just a few thunderstorms as we headed towards the afternoon hours. Temperatures right now 77 in Midland and 76 in Odessa, actually into the 80s across our western counties and across the upper Trans-Pecos region with winds out of the east as we did see that cold front come through earlier today. We are going to continue to see mostly clear conditions with just a few high clouds, but then temperatures are going to cool into the mid to upper 60s at around 10. Overnight lows looking to be in the mid to lower 60s. Now we are going to see a dry pattern, a warm pattern. It's actually going to feel like June as we head towards the beginning of the week. I'll break down those numbers here in just a little bit, but for right now, let's get back to Alexa.
Thanks, Marielle. 3 family members were killed in a small plane crash in Plainview, Texas, Friday night. Authorities say the single-engine plane crashed in a field shortly after taking off. They say 3 people were on the plane. Authorities say it was not raining, but there were strong wind gusts at the time the plane took off. The plane was flying from Plainview to San Antonio. FAA investigators are expected to arrive sometime today to try and determine what caused the crash. A lab in Austin is one of the sites that might have received live anthrax samples from the U.S. Army. The Army mistakenly sent the samples to 18 labs in 9 states and to a military base in South Korea. KXAN in Austin is reporting that the company's Signature Science stored the anthrax for nearly 2 months before it got picked up. A Centers for Disease Control spokesperson says the CDC has taken custody of the samples and they are no longer in Texas. The city says they do not believe anyone was exposed.
We were very fortunate in our situation that the samples were not open. They were in a freezer and they were in not just one containment, but a secondary containment.
Signature Science handles chemical and biological materials, but nothing that can cause illness. A freight train slammed into a pickup truck this morning at a railroad crossing in Minnesota, killing the driver. Authorities say 2 witnesses saw the pickup truck go through the crossing arms after they were down. The train was unable to stop in time, pushing the truck down the tracks where it burst into flames. The driver of the truck has not been identified. No one in the train was injured. We're still almost a year and a half away from the 2016 presidential election, but candidates are getting in the race nearly every day. Today, the third big-name Democrat kicked off his campaign, former Maryland Governor Martin O'Malley. NBC's Chris Pallone has more on Decision 2016.
Taking aim at Wall Street, poverty, and the presumptive frontrunners in both parties, former Maryland Governor and Baltimore Mayor Martin O'Malley kicked off his bid for the White House in Baltimore.
I declare that I am a candidate for President of the United States.
O'Malley is the third Democrat with significant backing to jump into the race, joining former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, the presumptive frontrunner, and Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders. O'Malley is positioning himself as a more liberal alternative to Clinton, a champion of the poor and middle class fighting against the influence of big banks.
Tell me how it is that you can get pulled over in this country for having a broken taillight, but if you wreck the nation's economy, you're absolutely untouchable.
O'Malley wasted no time slamming the candidates with the most established name recognition, Clinton and prospective Republican candidate Jeb Bush.
I've got news for the bullies of Wall Street. The presidency is not a crown to be passed back and forth by you between two royal families.
His announcement capped a busy week on the trail. Earlier in the week, Sanders officially kicked off his campaign, as did 2 Republicans. Former Senator Rick Santorum is making his second bid for the White House, and former New York Governor George Pataki also threw his hat into the ring. Chris Pallone, NBC News, New York.
We expect another Democratic announcement this week. The former Rhode Island governor is expected to kick off his campaign on Wednesday. Rising water in North Texas is causing an increase in snake bites. Find out why after the break. And dozens of Santas are out early this year. It's all to help families who were affected by the tornado in Van. Those stories and more coming up next on News West 9 Weekends.
We don't ever want to go to your home to have to tell your family that you died in a car collision that was totally preventable just because you weren't wearing your seatbelt. We write seatbelt tickets to save lives.
Direct Appliance Sales, your expert connection for all your appliance needs. Find out more at newswest9.com.
Nissan gave a lucky few the ride of their life in the 2015 Nissan Altima.
Where am I going? Where am I going?
Nissan Altima with blind spot warning and up to 270 horsepower. Get the ride of your life at your local Nissan store. Choose Altima and save up to $3,000 with bonus cash, or choose 0% financing for up to 72 months. Bonus cash ends June 1st. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Nissan, innovation that excites.
No one deserves to be left in the dark. Instead of just replacing old incandescent bulbs, replace them with LED. LEDs are more energy efficient. A regular bulb can cost $36 a year, where a LED costs only $3.60, and it can last up to 10 years without burning out or losing light. Corey Sly Electrical Service has years of experience and licensed electricians that stand behind their work. All LED fixtures are guaranteed up to 5 years. Call Corey Sly today and see the difference LED can make. Corey Sly Electrical Service. Consider it fixed.
What does high-strength, roll-formed steel look like? In Texas, it looks like this. Chevy Silverado, the fastest-growing full-size truck brand of 2015. High-strength steel for high-strength dependability. During the Chevy Memorial Day sale, get a total value of over $8,400 towards the purchase of this Silverado when you finance through select lenders. Sale ends Monday. See your Texas Chevy dealer today.
Rising waters in North Texas are pushing snakes from their normal hiding spots, and doctors say they're seeing a spike in snake bites. Ray Vieta reports.
Saw something green and I looked more closer and it was a snake. I tried moving the snake with the wood chip and then it just bit me.
Skylar Brown's recess ruined, his hand swollen after a bite from a copperhead snake.
It started bleeding and I shaked my hand and it made it worse. So then I ran to my teacher and They made everyone get off the playground.
It happened at Timber Creek Elementary Thursday afternoon during recess. The Louisville ISD tells us it canceled all outdoor activities as a result, adding the campus in the district will continue to monitor the weather and will evaluate at that time if outdoor activities will continue during the remaining days of this school year.
Whenever the snake bit me, it felt like basically like a bee stinging.
The third grader is among the half dozen snake bites seen at Children's Medical Center in Dallas in just the last 12 days. On average, Children's Health sees a dozen bites a summer.
I'm not too surprised by that just because of the increased rain and flooding that we're experiencing. The snakes are trying to seek safe, dry ground.
Skylar's hand is starting to get back to normal after the swelling.
It started from here, and then here, and then here.
The pain is going away too, but the 10-year-old certainly isn't afraid of snakes. Are you scared of them now?
No, not really.
Why not?
Because now I know what those look like, and I'm going to stay away from those.
Medical experts say anyone bitten by a snake should keep the wound elevated and immediately go to an emergency room. A convoy of Santas is going to Van, Texas to deliver toys to tornado victims. Some 40 Santas from the Lone Star State gathered at a restaurant in Tyler, Texas Friday night before heading out. The tornado devastated the town of Van earlier this month, killing 2 people, injuring more than 40, and causing an estimated $40 million in damage.
Anytime that there's a disaster, we know that if we can bring a smile back to that child's face and a little bit of hope to their heart, it'll transfer right up to their parents and right to the rest of the community when they see those children starting to smile again and having fun.
The Lone Star Santas plan to be at the Van Middle School today to hand out those toys.